Welcome to our deep dive on the great insurance debate, high-deductible health plans versus PPOs. In this video, we'll explore why many people may be paying too much for health coverage and how to evaluate which plan is right for you. First, we'll set the stage with the core trade-off between premiums and out-of-pocket costs. Then, we'll move into how HSAs can radically shift the math. Next, we'll compare plan features, run numbers, and give you a decision framework. Finally, we'll include quizzes to test your understanding and close with a concise summary and disclaimer. Let's begin. Here's our roadmap. First, the big picture of premiums versus out-of-pocket costs. Second, a cost snapshot of HDHP versus PPO. Third, we will unpack the HSA's triple tax advantage. After that, we'll use a decision flowchart and break-even math to show how to choose a plan. We'll include quizzes to test your understanding, tackle common myths, and show a timeline of potential HSA growth. We'll wrap with key takeaways and a critical disclaimer. Now let's move into the big picture. Many consumers default to PPOs under the assumption that they offer the best coverage and least risk. However, PPOs frequently come with significantly higher monthly premiums. By contrast, HDHPs, when combined with an HSA, can deliver strong financial advantages, especially for healthy individuals or young couples. As we continue, we will quantify these differences and focus on strategies to control risk while maximizing long-term value. Let's anchor with a simple example. Suppose a family PPO premium is approximately $11,000 per year and the HDHP premium is around $6,700. The guaranteed difference is $4,300. That is money you will pay regardless of your actual medical usage if you choose the PPO. The HDHP's key advantage is the health savings account, which offers tax-deductible contributions, tax-free growth, and tax-free withdrawals for qualified expenses. Next, always compare out-of-pocket maximums. If the HDHP and PPO have similar caps on catastrophic risk, it is difficult to justify paying substantially higher premiums for the PPO. With that context set, let's visualize how to decide with a structured flow. This flowchart starts with estimating your likely healthcare usage for the coming year. If usage is low to moderate, it directs you to compare premiums, calculate the difference, verify that out-of-pocket maximums are similar, and then contribute the premium difference into your HSA. That pathway typically leads to the conclusion that the HDHP is likely better. If usage is high and predictable, such as frequent specialist visits, ongoing brand-name medications, or planned major procedures, the chart instructs you to model total costs on both plans. If the expected savings from a PPO exceed the premium difference, then the PPO may make sense. Otherwise, the HDHP can still be competitive. A final safety check confirms that your preferred providers are in-network. Now that we have the decision path, let's quantify a sample scenario. This table shows a sample family comparison. The PPO premium is about $11,000 annually versus $6,700 for the HDHP. The HDHP typically has a higher deductible, but the out-of-pocket maximum can be similar to, and sometimes even lower than, the PPO. The critical difference is HSA eligibility. PPOs generally are not HSA eligible, whereas HDHPs are. Employers may also contribute to your HSA, which effectively lowers your net costs. With these numbers in mind, let's compare the qualitative pros and cons. On the HDHP side, you benefit from lower premiums, HSA eligibility with tax advantages, and the potential to invest unused funds. However, you must be prepared for a higher deductible and the need for disciplined budgeting. On the PPO side, the lower deductible and copays can feel predictable, and this may appeal to those with frequent medical needs. The trade-offs include much higher premiums, often similar out-of-pocket maximums compared to HDHPs in catastrophic situations, and typically no HSA eligibility. Next, let's dig into the HSA's triple tax advantage with a concise markdown walkthrough. Health savings accounts provide a powerful triple tax advantage. Contributions are tax-deductible or pre-tax through payroll, growth is tax-free, and withdrawals are tax-free when used for qualified medical expenses. Unused funds roll over each year and can be invested, which makes the HSA operate like a supplemental retirement account dedicated to healthcare. In our quick example, if you redirect a $4,300 premium difference into your HSA and you are in a 24% tax bracket, you save about $1,032 in taxes immediately, and employer contributions can add even more. Over time, investing these funds can significantly increase their value. Moving on, let's illustrate how to allocate that premium difference conceptually. This pie chart conceptually allocates the $4,300 premium difference. In this example, 80% goes directly into the HSA to be invested. 10% is held as a cash buffer for near-term expenses, and 10% is earmarked for expected routine care. The exact split will vary by household, but the key idea is that a substantial portion of the premium savings can be captured and grown inside the HSA. Next, let's turn this into a step-by-step process you can apply to your own situation. Here are your practical steps. First, gather plan information such as premiums, deductibles, coinsurance, out-of-pocket maximums, and any employer HSA contributions. Second, compute the annual premium difference between the PPO and HDHP. Third, compare out-of-pocket maximums. If they are similar, be cautious about paying high PPO premiums. Fourth, estimate your expected usage, including medications, visits, and any planned procedures, and consider a worst-case scenario. Fifth, model total costs for each plan, incorporating HSA tax savings. Sixth, make your decision. If the premium difference plus tax advantages are greater than the extra expenses you would face under the HDHP likely wins. Otherwise, the PPO may be justified. Seventh, repeat this analysis each year because limits and plan designs change. Next, let's formalize the break-even math using a simple markdown walkthrough. Use this simple break-even structure. Start with the premium difference. Add employer HSA contributions and tax savings from your planned HSA contribution, and optionally consider long-run investment growth. Then subtract the extra out-of-pocket expenses that you would incur under the HDHP compared to the PPO for your expected usage. If the result is positive, the HDHP is likely the better financial choice. If negative, the PPO may be justified. The quick scenario shown yields a short-run advantage of roughly $4,832 in favor of the HDHP. Now, let's test your understanding with a short quiz. Quiz time. Which statement about HSAs is true? Option A. HSA contributions are taxed, but growth is tax-free only after age 65. Option B. HSA contributions are tax-deductible. Growth is tax-free, and qualified withdrawals are tax-free. Option C. HSAs can only be used if you meet your deductible first. Option D. PPO plans are HSA eligible by default. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is BHSA. Contributions are tax-deductible or pre-tax, growth is tax-free, and withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are tax-free. This is the core triple tax advantage. Let's continue with a second scenario-based question. Here is a scenario-based question. You have a $4,300 premium difference, with the PPO being more expensive. Your employer contributes $1,000 to your HSA. You intend to contribute the $4,300 difference to your HSA, and you are in a 24% tax bracket. You estimate the HDHP will cost $1,500 more out of pocket for expected care. Which plan is financially better this year? Option A, PPO by $468. Option B, HDHP by about $4,832. Option C, PPO by about $1,032. Option D, they are roughly equal. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Add the premium difference, employer HSA contribution, and tax savings on your HSA contribution, then subtract the extra expected out-of-pocket costs under the HDHP. The result is approximately $4,832 in favor of the HDHP for this scenario. Next, let's quickly address a few common myths and concerns. Let's address a few myths. First, Higher premiums do not automatically equate to lower overall risk when out-of-pocket maximums are similar across plans. Second, choosing an HDHP does not mean taking on reckless risk. It often means you are being strategic by using an HSA and budgeting effectively. Third, network quality is plan-specific, not plan type-specific. Always confirm your providers are in-network. Now, let's visualize long-term potential growth of HSA savings to reinforce the long-run benefits. This timeline illustrates a conceptual path of HSA growth over a decade, assuming a $4,300 annual contribution and a 7% return. The values increase over time as contributions compound with tax-free growth. Because unused funds roll over, the HSA can accumulate a substantial balance to cover future healthcare needs or, after age eligibility, to function similarly to a retirement account for medical expenses. Remember, returns are not guaranteed, and actual results will vary. With the long-term view in mind, let's ensure we cover an important disclaimer. This video is educational and does not constitute financial, tax, legal, or medical advice. Health plan designs, HSA eligibility rules, and IRS limits change regularly and vary by employer and region. For reference, HSA contribution limits adjust annually. Confirm the current year's limits with official sources. Consult your HR department and a licensed professional to evaluate your personal situation. With that clarified, let's recap the key takeaways. To summarize, first, do not default to PPOs. Compare total costs including premiums, out-of-pocket maximums, and tax impacts. Second, the premium difference is a guaranteed cost, so aim to redirect it into an HSA where possible. Third, HSAs provide triple tax advantages and the potential for long-term, tax-free growth. Fourth, check out-of-pocket maximums carefully. Similar caps reduce the value of high PPO premiums. If your usage is healthy or moderate, an HDHP paired with an HSA often delivers better results. Sixth, if you anticipate frequent or high-cost care, model both plans. A PPO may be justified. Seventh, repeat your analysis every year because plan details and limits change. Finally, let's wrap up with a thank you and a quick call to action. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you think differently about your health plan costs, please like the video, share it with a friend who is choosing benefits, and subscribe for more clear, numbers-first breakdowns. In the comments, tell us which plan you chose and why. Your experience can help others make smarter decisions.